Dave.
Raymond.
Yes, are you ready for an announcement?
Hit me.
So, as you know, this, and ironically, we were just talking about off air. This is our 45th episode of the Two Joke Minimum podcast.
Yep.
And all it took was 45 episodes for us to realize we should probably have a website.
I think that's a good idea. Maybe we should look into that.
Well, maybe we already did look into that. Maybe we already discussed. I know, it's shocking, right?
We have a website?
We have a website.
Dang.
You want to hear the really complicated podcast. URL that is?
What is it?
We are now have our website at www.twojokeminumumpodcast.com. It is live. People can go to it immediately. You can check out all of our episodes and listen to all of our episodes on our website, as well as see pretty pictures of us in our About Us section, and email, and also directly link yourself to our Instagram and Facebook page.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
So we are officially multimedia, dude.
Nice. That's a much better URL than I would have picked. Mine would have been like the number 2 underscore minimum underscore joke underscore podcast underscore .com.
Well, it was my second choice.
To put our name out of order like that?
No.
I caught myself when
the web address we have was my second choice, but the first one was taken. Yeah, it was pornhub.com was what I was trying to get.
Oh, that would be great to get. We would get so many views.
Yeah, like and
they'd leave disappointed. But
well, I found out there's somebody who has that. I mean, who would have thought they'd have pornhub.com? Like that would be a popular web address.
What do they do?
I contacted them, and I was like, "Hey, I want that name. Would you take $20 for it?"
What did they say?
Can you believe that they said no?
What did you offer? $20 in a name swap?
No, I actually just raised my offer to $30.
Well, go back to them, say, hey, look, we'll give you $30 and twojokeminumumpodcast.com.
They said that people identify them.
Fucking shit.
What was that?
It's the goddamn fire alarm again.
Breaking news, Steve's apartment's on fire again. Was it the dog?
No, it's just the fire alarm. It just fucking goes off. It sucks.
Well, in all seriousness, yeah, we do now have a podcast, twojokeminumpodcast.com.
That's our website.
Yep, and it's still a work in progress, but it's something people can go to now. You can definitely go to see all our episodes, listen to all our episodes, get information about our episodes.
We're professionals.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we got bigger things coming with this website and bigger things coming with this podcast, and we will announce them as we go. But this is a big step for us, and we're really excited and hope everybody goes and checks that out and leaves comments and just gives us.
And you can
good
contact us on the website.
You can.
If you want to, send in a correction or a question for a guest we might have, or you just want to tell me I'm stupid. Whatever, just do it.
Absolutely. And we do hope to eventually venture into the world of merchandising. And when that is ready, we will let everybody know. But
we're gonna have a merch shop.
We are capable of having a merch shop.
I got a request for us to make a T-shirt from something you said on our last episode with Jeff King.
What was that?
It's something along the lines of Joe Biden wants to take my candy bars.
I don't remember that.
Said Joe Biden wants to take our chocolate bars or something. I don't remember you saying it either, but apparently you said it, and somebody already requested that we make a T-shirt.
We'll have to.
She would take it in a medium.
Okay. We'll have to go back and play that tape because I don't remember saying that. But then again, I don't remember saying a lot of things. So
yeah, that's my problem. People quote the show back to me, and I'm like, dude, I don't remember what I said. I didn't write a script.
Which is a compliment. I mean, when they quote it back to you, but
yeah.
But then they expect us to know what we do, and I mean, I don't know. I don't remember what I had for lunch. Yeah, dude, it was a muscle milk. That was it.
All right, let's introduce our guest. We got to go in
Absolutely.
for this episode. It's a fun episode.
We have the awesome Shawn Leverett with us today. He's a Baltimore comic. He is currently hosting, at least for now, he's currently hosting a room at the Tin Roof in Baltimore, which is in the Power Station. Is that
No, Power Plant Live.
Power Plant Live? Thank you. And we had a really awesome conversation talking about not only comedy but also his current business venture, which sounds really awesome.
Yeah,
and
if
everybody
you
should give it a listen.
if you got a sweet tooth, check out Divine Fudge on Facebook. They have a website. They make a bunch of good stuff. Fudge, you like it. He does custom orders too.
So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show. Mr. Shawn Leverett, what's going on, buddy?
Yo, what's good, man? How you guys feeling, bro?
Dude, it has been a really wet and rainy day, but I think it's also been a kind of a depressing day for comedy. Did I hear correctly? And I've been out of touch a little bit because I was actually working on our website. But did I hear correctly that the Creek in the Cave is shut down in New York?
I did just see that.
Oh,
man, that's big.
Like permanently, or
that's what I was wondering. Our good friend Sam Cobb just sent us a text saying it's shut down. I have not, like I said, I literally just got the text.
Yeah, I saw some posts on Instagram saying that it was shutting down.
Let me check.
I mean, I believe it, man. A lot of shit is just shutting down. It ain't a joke, bro.
Yeah. Hey, Shawn. Actually, can you turn yourself up a little bit more, or like move that mic a little closer to your mouth?
Yeah, is that better?
That's much better. That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, this is from Vulture. New York Comedy Institution, the Creek in the Cave shuts down permanently.
Damn.
Yep, that's definitive.
That's a real sad day.
Jesus.
It just keeps happening. Everything.
Well, it's. I think we're getting ready to do another. I think things are going to start shutting down again.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I think it's going to happen. And dude, I don't know how these clubs. I don't know if these clubs are going to be able to survive. At least not the way they're currently situated.
No, not at all, man. They just tiptoed past the first shutdown.
Yeah. I mean, and even those, they're doing what they could, but I think this could be tough, especially in this winter, because you can't do outdoor shows.
Yeah. Right. Outdoor shows are going to be tough, even if you have outdoor heaters.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really going to do anything. I mean, maybe for like a heated tent or something. I don't know.
You have to build like a big ass bonfire or something. Just we're gonna burn the building down, dude. Stand up in front of it.
Let's just build a cabin out in the woods where nobody can regulate it.
The comedy cabin. We're gonna call it the comedy log cabin.
Right. You guys want to go out to a cabin in the woods and do some stand up? It sounds a little creepy.
That's wild. Me and I actually did a show for this guy. I actually met at the Depot doing a comedy show. It's weird, like ecstasy laser beam type motherfucker. You know what I mean? So I did a show with him out in the woods, and I actually had Matt Brown come and Anthony Papalia and Adam Black. I don't know if remember Adam Black, but we all got there. And they got like this big ass fucking Christmas tree burning in the middle of a field. People walk around with their titties out, selling grilled cheese sandwiches. And we was like, what the fuck is going on? So that might actually work.
It sounds like Bonnaroo. Where was that?
It was like in Western Maryland. It was a very, 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 very small scale Bonnaroo.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I just want to know. They were like, how can we sell these grilled cheese sandwiches? Got it. Girls titties out. That'll sell these grilled cheese sandwiches.
That's how you sell everything. You just get a girl with her shirt off to sell it.
Easy fix.
Right.
I did a show in Martinsburg, West Virginia last month in October, and it was outdoors, and it was bitter cold outside. And the place had just built this outdoor patio and decided to do a show there. No heat source whatsoever. And it was like 30 degrees outside. And
damn.
I'll tell you how cold it was. When I started my set, there were like, say 15, 20 people outside. But I did 10 minutes. By the time I finished, there was 2 people there. The rest had gone inside to warm up and get a drink. And I didn't blame them because I rushed through my set. I'm like, I'm getting you the hell out of here. This is too damn cold.
That should be illegal, man. We need a union, man. They shouldn't have you out there in the fucking 30 degrees.
You mentioned unions.
I don't think there's enough money for a union.
Well,
Exactly.
I just finished reading the book. I'm Dying Up Here, which is about the Comedy Store in the '70s in LA.
I read that a couple years ago.
Yeah, and if you remember, they talk about the strike and how they tried to start a comedians union,
right?
And it did not go well. So,
yeah, well, didn't it all backfire when that one guy threw himself off the roof of that hotel?
Yeah, that was part of it, but also the fact that
what?
Yeah, his name was Steve Lebetkin. He was best friends with comedian Richard Lewis.
Yeah,
and
Jesus,
and Mitzi Shore basically agreed to a deal and then backed out on it. She was like, "Fuck that." But then eventually she did kind of cave in. But it's a fascinating book. It's a really interesting read. But what got me was they would have their union meetings and they changed names 5 times because they couldn't agree on a name. Mm-hmm. And what got me is the meetings always went 2 ways. First of all, they had to deal with the fact that you're in a room with 150 comics, all busting jokes about everything that's said, right?
Right.
Got to make a joke out of it. And then it would eventually diverge into just anger and yelling at each other. and
as it does.
And I'm reading this going, this is why comics could never have a union. It's just not possible.
No, I mean,
we're
have
too
to get people
unstable.
That aren't comics to handle all of the discussions. You would have to give them a list of all the gripes and grievances, and then somebody with the maturity of an actual adult would have to handle it.
Oh God, a comedy government. Jesus, no, Steve Tracy, no.
I don't think we need unions because it's mostly just us that puts the shows on anyway.
Yeah, it's not much money involved. So yeah, you're right. 80-60 union.
Yeah, so we'll just wait till spring for more outdoor shows.
Well, can you be caved in though for the whole winter? No comedy. Zoom of course, but no comedy at all, no live. It's gonna be tough.
That would be rough.
And those Zoom shows are brutal. I tried doing them for a month, Shawn, and I just couldn't do them anymore.
Somebody telling the truth when they tell you your name and what they saying. They're like, "Look, Michael, I really wanted to give you the raise, but look."
It's like I know it's what people have. They're doing what they can. I don't begrudge them doing them.
Right.
But it's
different.
It's like talking to a void when everybody's on mute. We're so used to some kind of feedback, some kind of reaction.
Right.
So when you're telling jokes and then you're hearing no reaction, and then someone comes off mute, goes, "That was great." I don't know. Was it? Because if we hear silence, we automatically think we bombed.
Yeah. Even a stale face or somebody that disagreeing with your joke is better than just nothing.
Yeah. Cut me off. Do something.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold up a sign and say, "I'm going to kill you." Give us something.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, exactly. That's half of why we there is for that reaction. You know what I mean?
If you don't get laughs and a death threat, then it's not worth doing the gig, right?
Slap my ass, throw a tomato, do something.
Steve getting freaky at the mic.
Steve likes his ass slapped.
Whatever gets the people going, you gotta get that hype.
He's a man of the people. LeBron James.
Well, so you had your mic last night, right? So you're doing a show up at the Tin Roof in Baltimore? Is that one?
Yeah, every other Wednesday we just do an open mic. It's not like a showcase, so anybody could come down. But it's been a lot of people coming down, I guess, because of the lack of other options. Ivan usually runs Motor House on Wednesdays, but Motor House has been under restrictions the whole time.
Right.
But they're doing a mic, but it's a virtual mic. So I think we probably gonna be next to close down, honestly. So I don't know, but that's what I was.
If you've heard from them, or because
we haven't. I tried to sort of slot it in there last night, but I was telling Sam Rubin earlier. I was like, man, the manager wants to keep it going because these businesses are dying, man. Right. It's really, it's just super real, and it's been semi-successful there. And they make a decent amount, so they don't want to stop. But I'm like, hey, man, I don't want to be the source of it was a big fucking 30-person COVID outbreak at Tin Roof. You know what I mean? I really don't want that for the people and for myself at the same time. So I don't know. We just have to play it by ear.
Yeah, that's a sticky situation. That is a fun room though. There's always a decent crowd there, and you always get a bunch of comics to come out.
Yeah, it's fun, but not if niggas get sick. It ain't gonna be fun no more.
Right. Not when everybody can turn around and blame you for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I'm an LLC, by the way. You can't
Shawn
come
Leverett
after my
killed my
personal
grandma. Oh, that's a great way to do it. Yeah, you got to incorporate yourself in that way.
Hey,
You get that.
Steve. So Sean and I were at Nottingham's on Tuesday.
How was that?
And we were, Sean Savoy's room. Always great. I mean, there was a lot of comics there, and there was even some audience, so it was nice.
Mhm.
But I've never experienced this before, where I've been doing stand-up, and right next to you, there's a woman painting a picture
with a spouse.
Yeah, like, dude, it wasn't like you're like, she wasn't painting the show. She was like painting clouds and a unicorn, and her and her husband are wearing these hippie clothes.
It was an acid trip.
Yeah, and to the point, it's like, am I supposed to? I did interact. I don't know about you, Sean. I did interact with her a little bit, but I'm kind of like, this is the. We've probably all seen a lot of distracting things during doing a set. That might have been the most distracting. I don't know why, because she was like right next to you.
Oh Lord, man. Well, at least you had it easier than Reed Clark. He had the painter, and he had fucking Britney Spears blaring in the background.
Oh damn! They didn't kill the music.
No, that's right. That's right. They didn't. That's right. Very beginning.
I remember she said, "In my heart, I still believe." I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That kind of gives me a good idea for a show. I don't know if it'd be a good idea, but like, those caricature guys that like will chill in the park or whatever, and you give them $5 and they do a caricature of you. Like you have that guy sitting right by the stage, and they do the caricature while the comics on stage doing their set.
But like Ray said, at least that'll have something to do with the show, though. That other shit was
right. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
I mean, I actually love going to Nottingham's. It's of all the places I've played in the area, it's one of my favorites. I mean, I've never done it that's the first time I've done it outdoors there. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that room, that banquet room they have in the back, I mean, that might as well be a comedy club. It looks like a comedy club.
Right.
It's such a great room.
Everything, yep.
Yeah, it's perfect, man. I mean, I don't know why they just don't turn it into one, because it really, and he always gets an audience there every single time.
COVID,
but it was a little bit weird being outdoors, but it was fun. It was cool to see everybody. And I don't know, I got a show this Saturday out in Virginia. In Virginia, I mean, I know we're shutting down Maryland. I know there's still stuff going on in Virginia, but I mean, I don't know how much long. I mean, we at one point, I mean, Steve, we've been doing a bunch of shows in Ohio. I don't even know how much longer that's going to last.
Yeah, is it getting bad there too?
I think it's just getting bad everywhere, man. We're setting records every day.
Right.
Yeah.
And they called it. They said it would be a second huge spike. Mm-hmm. And
I mean, and these stimulus things, if they ever get them passed, they're only going to go so far,
Right.
I mean, granted, I work from home now, so and my job has very little to do with what's going on in the world. I just play with a website, but I don't know.
I mean, in these times though, what has it have anything to do with the world other than just like being a fucking doctor? They calling everybody an essential employee. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But who's really making a difference? I get sold that shit at work. You know what? You're really making a difference, son. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
it's just a bottom line thing. Yeah,
they also told, and the company I work for, they also told us that right around the time they said, "Hey, oh, by the way, we're going to give everybody a temporary pay cut. So, but you're making a difference. We love you. We love you, but we love the profits what we make for our executives more.
Just a little bit more.
Yeah, no offense, guys, but you don't have a vacation home in the Hamptons. We need that money.
Right. Yeah, you got to pay that. You got to get that tax bracket.
Exactly. Yeah, moving up.
So wait, Sean, didn't you just start or open up a fudge shop?
Yes, man. I opened up. Me and my wife, we just opened up a chocolate fudge shop. I've always had an affinity for chocolates.
Okay.
Hence my body structure. And I over the years, I make it all the time. I give it to my family and my friends and all that. So I just was like, you know what? I'm pretty good at it. So about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we started going to like farmers markets and flea market, letting people hit us up for like birthdays and Christmases and all that stuff. It's been a pretty steady stream as of late. So we transitioned
Nice.
to a storefront place to try to build a little bit of brand awareness.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
It goes, man. Yeah.
That's all. What's it called?
It's called Divine Fudge.
Divine Fudge.
Divine Fudge. That's sexy, ain't it? I see
That
the
is
way
sexy.
you corner your lips and make you.
It's like
make you sexy.
right. It's like it basically makes it so you have to try it because it's divine. Like what's better than divine?
Nothing. I see it as like a catchphrase before you bust a nut. You're like, Divine Fudge.
Yeah.
Straight
you
to
gotta.
credits.
Yeah, girl, you got that divine fudge.
I like that. I'm gonna start saying that when I come too.
He said two. It's gonna sweep the nation. For the
Yeah,
wrong.
everybody's gonna be on it. Well, it's gonna start in Baltimore. We're gonna get all the Baltimore comics on it. And the next thing you know,
well,
somebody's gonna end a special out in LA. Divine Fudge.
well, stay tuned for the latest open mic in Baltimore. Divine Fudge is going to start having doing an open mic.
Freaky as hell. Oh Jesus, I'm gonna lose some Christian customers over there. Praise the Lord.
So your store in Baltimore?
So we actually don't have a store. We just opened up a kiosk to start.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
At a mall, and I've been working it a couple days a week, trying to find somebody else to help me work it too. But it's cool. But I hate being like the mall kiosk guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, you think of the like Iranian guy selling makeup and shit like that.
Right.
But that's
some guy who wants to like sell you some shoe polish or something.
Right. Exactly.
We sell fudge and sunglasses.
Yeah. Well, fudge is a little bit easier of a sell. I feel like people actually like fudge.
Yeah, chocolate. Most people like. You'd be surprised how many people tell me to get the fuck out their face because we are in a black mall. But it is.
Are you a Mandalman?
No, not that black. I'm messing. I'm messing. Stephen, what you know about Mondawmin Mall, bro? What you doing in this?
I used to drive Lyft, man, and well, I got quite a few calls down in Mandalman.
So what are the levels of black malls there, Shawn?
That was if we
black, not that black,
and holy shit.
Mandalman's kind of holy shit.
Holy shit. I actually went to a mall in Atlanta called the Underground, and oh my god, I don't know if you guys ever been to Atlanta, but it is a mall that's underground, but it's like it's all like shady shops, or at least it was the day I went, and it's not like a black business owned mall. It's just adopted by people of color, and it's just a fucked up mall. So I would say that's the bottom of Dante's Inferno if we talking black malls right there. That's the bottom. Mondawmin's around level 3, level 4.
I'm kind of surprised malls still exist. I mean, everything's transitioning like strip malls and like outlet centers and stuff like that.
I think there's actually more underground malls than you might think. There's an underground Asian mall by me. It's like it's underneath like this. It's like kind of like an Asian food court. They have like Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, like all that stuff. And then you go down the stairs, and they'll sell you like a teapot and like a live chicken. It's like they got everything you want.
That's where Steve goes to play underground mahjong and buy opium.
Yeah, man, that's where I go down there.
Steps lead straight to Wuhan. God damn.
Yeah, exactly. Drink some tea, bet some fingers. We have a good time down there.
Jesus Christ.
So where do you do all the cooking at home? You make all the product at your house, or?
That's where we started at. If you stay under a certain amount of sales or production, you can use what's called like Maryland cottage kitchen laws, where you can work out at home, but you just gotta tell people like, hey, this is cooked at a kitchen that's not regulated by the State Department of Health.
Right.
You might get fucked up, but our shit was so good they didn't care about it, so they got it anyway. But now we're working out of a commercial kitchen now, so that hits the bottom line a little bit, especially now because since so many kitchens are closing, the premium on shared space is just going up. So where my commercial kitchen might have cost me $400 this time last year for the month, now it's like $1,200, $1,500 sometimes for the same amount of electric usage and heat and gas usage and all that. So
yeah,
COVID is affecting a lot.
Right.
I live in Montgomery County. I don't know about other counties, but I know like here, like every restaurant, every kitchen, everything has to have a one certified person. So a lot of people like people who do individual baking, that they try and find these kitchens where there's somebody there who is certified, and basically it's just someone and it's just a class you take at Montgomery College in Rockville.
Yeah, I got that, by the way. Now I took mine completely online though. No cooking involved.
Well, yeah, there's no one attending those classes at current live, I would imagine at the moment. But that's cool, man. I mean, is it going? How's it going? I mean, overall, I know
it's going okay. I would say it's going moderately, man. It's not taking off the way I wanted it to, because so much of my business was sampling. Let people taste. In a random, if I stop them, they get a taste of it. But now I can't do that because you can't touch, can't stand, can't look, can't do nothing really. So just as I leaked out, all of the restrictions are coming back. I'm gonna have to regress. But the good thing is, it's a business that's not too cost intensive at the onset. You know what I mean? So I can pop up shop and pull down shop just as easily. And I sort of saw this coming back, so I made sure I got a month-to-month lease at where I'm at. So I'm not really bound in by that. So I mean,
that's good.
COVID is fucking up a lot. And I know a lot of people with good businesses, man, good technological businesses, good food businesses, good like physical, person-to-person service businesses. And it's just all it's gotta take a Kaepernick right now. Everybody gotta take a knee,
right,
for the COVID to pass.
Have you ever thought about doing like home delivery? I don't know if you have people that interested.
Well, that's what I was wondering, like if you do online sales too.
Well, the state says I don't have the license for online delivery yet, so I don't do it.
Gotcha. Definitely wouldn't be doing that then. Wink.
Don't do any of that.
Yeah. And I don't do any sports betting or anything either. And
we don't breathe either.
Right? Yeah, we're all up. We're all above the water here.
And I always drive the speed limit everywhere I go.
Man, that driving, I tell you one thing, though. I don't know if you guys tried to use that snapshot shit with Progressive. I know this is a hard term, but you said getting fucked over by insurance. I drove for 13 months, bro. Super duper, like old lady-ish. I drove as good as I could, stopped it, didn't rush it, no stop signs, no hard brakes. Very low miles, everything I could, and Progressive gave me fucking $3 off of my premium annual insurance.
Hey, $3 whole dollars?
$3 fucking dollars, not a month, annually, $3 off. So just a little quick caveat to fuck insurance companies.
Oh, insurance companies are the biggest scam. They're just pyramid schemes. That's all they are.
Exactly,
just pyramid schemes. I think
imposed pyramid schemes.
Yeah, well, Chris Rock is the one that said they're basically your what if insurance. I mean,
that is what it is.
I haven't had an accident in over 10 years, but I still pay. I've paid them far more than any damage I would do to a car would be at this point.
You could probably get a new car at this point.
Yeah, I could have. Easily.
It's probably if you tally all that up. I totaled a car a few years ago. My insurance company gave me like $5,000 or something for it, which was maybe like $4,300 more than the car was actually worth. So I was pretty happy with that.
So the system worked in your favor.
It worked in my favor. Like, I don't know if they sent out like the wrong guy, like maybe it was his first day appreciating cars or something. But he definitely cut me too big of a check.
You should have been like, yeah, my Mona Lisa painting was destroyed. My Van Gogh.
I
lost so many gold bars that day.
So this was my grandma's old car, and there was actually like a Patsy Cline tape or something stuck in there, and I was like, oh yeah, I had somebody wanted to buy that for like $100, and
that you got some value. You gotta work them.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I don't trust any insurance company, but I mean,
who does trust insurance companies? I don't. Medical insurance, car insurance, phone insurance. People got phone insurance now for them $3,000 iPhones.
Yeah, and that insurance is complete and utter bullshit. They don't pay for shit.
You know what else you can get now? You can get pet insurance. You can insure your dog for about $5 a month.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people that's actually worked out for. My roommate's girlfriend, her dog had like cancer and he broke his hip and he
Damn.
lost half his brain or something. He was having a really bad week. And luckily for her, she had pet insurance. And I'm not trying to do like an ad or whatever for pet insurance.
When you say she, do you mean your friend or the dog? Because it sounds like the dog had a really bad week.
Yeah, well, it was my roommate's girlfend. The dog can't take insurance out on itself. So
no, but I think the dog had a far worse week than her. I think you can say that.
I don't know, man. She renamed that dog college tuition because it cost about $30,000 to get that thing fixed up.
God damn.
So
you know something crazy? I mean, Steve, you probably know. I don't know, Shawn. I don't know if you have pets, but you know when you pay thousands of dollars in vet bills, none of that's a write-off. Like you can't write any of that off because having a pet is considered a luxury.
Unless you have a business where you breed dogs.
Well, okay. In that regard, I would imagine so. So
I'll find these loopholes, bud.
So Miss Steve's mom found that caveat. She was like, "I'll just raise them."
Yeah, I just register my mom as the owner of all of my pets, and that way she can write them off as a tax deductible.
Nice.
And pass the savings on to me.
I had like 3 dogs when I was growing up, but black people don't really take their dogs to the vet, man. We just like
just ride them until they die, right?
It's what it is,
It'll probably get better. It's a dog,
His life is a dice game, Right. It is what it is.
Right. He only lives for 15 years. Who cares if the last 7's with a limp?
You know what I mean? They live a good life. My dogs lived a good life, I think.
Yeah, it's not like they have a lot of stress or whatever, They just wait around to get fed twice a day.
But what does a vet? Because I hear they got pet therapists. They have pet spas. Have you guys ever took your pet to a pet vacation? Vacation?
Everything.
No, but I remember Christy Bellich telling me how she used to have a regular horse whisperer come talk to her horse.
Horse whisperer.
Horse whisperer.
And she'd be like, and the horse told me that it was really upset because, I've been going through such a tough time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of those like snake oil salesmen that would do that. I was just in the Outer Banks, humble brag, and right across from where we were staying was a pet salon, or a pet salon and spa. So like while you're on vacation, you can send your pet on their own vacation separate from you. It's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, people do all sorts of stuff.
That is the power of white disposable income at work. What the fuck is a pet vacation?
Yes. It is a spa for your dog.
That's crazy.
And I guess they just get pampered or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say what takes place at that? Like they tickle their balls.
They jerk them off. They give them a massage.
They go straight to sexual.
Can I?
Don't know. Maybe.
Let me see those kitty nuts.
Well,
I don't know what you would do there.
Can I tell you guys the story of the worst pet owner I've ever seen, or the craziest pet owner I ever saw? Was back in the 90s. I was a limo driver, and we used to drive regularly for this guy who was just loaded. He owned a computer company, but his father, gave him all his money. He got all his inheritance from his father. His father, if you remember back in the day, pantyhose came in like these little egg shells, and his father invented
I remember
those.
Pantyhose from back in the day.
Yeah, and his father invented those. I know you're going with a joke there. I'm not.
I see Steve started smiling at me.
I may realize that I'm not catching his joke.
I just thought that was a weird thing to ask. Like, you guys remember pantyhose from back in the day? Like the container they came in when you bought them?
All right, but they used to come in these eggshells. Well, his father invented that, so that's how he got all his money. So of course he married a trophy wife.
Nice.
And they had 2 little trophy children, and just lavish excess on the everything. Like they lived in a huge mansion in Potomac. Everything. When this particular time I went there to pick him up, I was driving a limo to take his wife and kids and him. They were going to Hawaii. So I was taking them to the airport. They rented a second car for all their luggage.
Oh, that's balling.
Filled up an entire van.
That is balling.
Filled up an entire van. And so we take them to the airport. We come back. We pick them. Same thing. limo for them, van for their luggage. We get back to their house, and when we get back, the maid, who is clearly some woman they found at like a Home Depot or something, like this woman's clearly illegal, just clearly, like, but she's like, but she's really nice and kind, and right. So, and they come out with her dog, and the dog's just excited to see them, and blah 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 blah. The guy's wife gets out of the car and goes, "What did you do to my dog?" Apparently the dog had gotten a little dirty, got some like matted hair on their legs. So the maid trimmed some of the hair off the legs.
Huh?
And this woman went ballistic. She was screaming at her, "You've ruined my dog. I might as well kill this thing. This thing is worthless now. You ruined," and just she goes, "I'm gonna fucking murder you," like screaming at this maid. He's grabbing her and he's shaking her. Her husband's saying, calm down. The children are crying. And I'm feeling, and I'm this close to calling the cops because I'm now fearful for this maid's life.
Right.
And the dog doesn't give a shit. He's just happy to see them. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. And I'll never forget, I turn and I immediately start helping the other driver unload the luggage out of the van. And as we're doing this and we're hearing this screaming in the background, the other driver turns to me and goes, "It's a fucking dog." It's just a dog.
Right. Give it a bath.
But
hose it down in the yard.
The hair will grow back. It's
exactly. In weeks, right? Yeah. Well, it's not even a long. Imagine living with that woman, though, man. Imagine what that guy's going.
Oh, I'm sure she divorced him, like, and took all his money at some point because he was kind of a dork, and she was way too hot. She was way too hot for him. Oh, definitely trophy husband or trophy wife. I should. Yeah, no, it was painfully obvious.
Melania life.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's way too high maintenance.
She definitely wasn't. She wasn't Russian or whatever Melania is, but she was definitely in it for that money life, you know. Like,
Jesus,
she didn't marry him for love. Let's just put it that way. It was,
damn, man. I've never been in a relationship where I really felt like I was the chick was just being there for the benefactor. I can't imagine trying to, hey, you want to have sex tonight? No, get the fuck away from me. You know, playing you off for sex all the time. Woo! It's gotta be tough. I'm surprised that didn't end up on forensics files. This family.
That just means you have a real marriage, dude. It just means like you actually have a wife that cares about you. Yeah. She cares enough about you to tell you to get the hell away from her. That's real love right there.
You imagine Imagine that guy wake up one day and they get in an argument. She'd be like, "Nigga, you ain't shit without them eggs. You ain't shit without them pantyhose eggs."
That's what you did, was invent an egg?
Oh, dude, and the guy's name was too. That's the funny part. His name was
wow.
My God. Oh, wow. Unfortunate guy.
Remember, I'll tell you, this is how much money the guy did. Back when the Wizards were still the Bullets, even though they sucked. For his son's birthday, he took his son and a bunch of his son's friends to I think it may have just been after the Verizon Center opened up. And he took him down there. He had a limo take him down there, and they had this luxury box. And he paid for the players to come to the luxury box at halftime to sign autographs.
Damn. Oh, shit.
So if you're wondering why the Wizards/Bullets were so bad back then, it's because instead of planning for the second half, they were going to luxury boxes to accommodate rich assholes to sign autographs for their little brat kids.
Damn.
Jesus. How much do you have to pay for them to do that?
Yeah, that's some real baller shit right there.
Probably a good amount of money, but it's just funny to me that could you go to LeBron and say, "Hey, LeBron, at halftime we want you to come sign autographs for some little kids, some little rich kids up at a luxury box." I would imagine he's gonna be like, "Get the hell away from me! I got a game to play."
Right? Yeah.
Not the '90s Wizards.
They didn't have. Y'all want us to sign autographs?
It was like, damn right, let's go.
That is some baller stuff, though.
That'd be like halfway through your set, you have to go backstage and sign some autographs for some kids and then come back. Although we're comics, we'd do that. We'd do that for $10.
Mm-hmm. What's the most baller thing you guys have ever done?
That would be, wow. I'm gonna go back a ways. Going back to when I was a limo driver. When Clinton won the first time in '93. Was his inauguration, and the Democratic Party went ballistic, just bringing in every celebrity it could. So they had a massive concert at the Cap Center. And I ended up driving the mother and brother of the Secret Service guy in charge of the end of the night party at a place called the Red Sage.
Mm-hmm.
And I drove them there. And the guy told, come around to the back. So I brought my car around to the back alley. And he goes, you want to come in? I was like, yeah. So I literally spent that night partying with people like Woody Harrelson, and Chuck Berry was there. Oh God, Boyz II Men were singing. It was hands down the most star-studded event I've ever been to.
That sounds pretty cool.
But the you know what I remember most is there used to be an actress named Nell Carter, big woman. She was on a show called Give Me a Break, and she was also like a Broadway star. She was in Dreamgirls, and she was a big woman, and she parked herself at that buffet line, like literally was just surrounded by all these guys, and she is just throwing down on this buffet line. But and I also interrupted Woody Harrelson while he was trying to hit on some girl. That was he was cool about it, but you know, I always thought that was fun. But that's probably the most baller thing I've ever done.
I don't really think I ever did no baller shit, man. I used to work at Baltimore Soundstage, the club downtown. I smoked some weed with some niggas from Five Finger Death Punch, but that was about it. I really haven't.
That sounds pretty damn good.
Yeah, that sounds kind of cool.
They were pretty cool. But other than that, man, I don't know. I'm a to myself kind of guy, man. I don't really have a starstruck type of thing. So I'm never really around. I don't know, man. I'm a born ass motherfucker. I was sitting there happy with you, living through you, Ray. Shit.
I'm right there with you, Shawn. I don't think I've ever really balled out either. I bought a Marina beer last night for Veterans Day, so
hey, there you go.
That's pretty good.
I was thinking about you yesterday too. I was like, it was Veterans Day yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service, Steve.
Steve, you a vet?
I technically, but I never really did anything. I'm a veteran on a technicality. So basically, if you're enlisted during a time of war, you're considered a veteran. But I never went. I never got to play anything.
You were ready to go. You took the gas station sex pill. You were ready to fuck.
I was ready to go, and that's what everyone says when I tell them that. But like, still never did it. You know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's like somebody playing for the Warriors that didn't really play in the championship. The ring is still yours. You would have practice. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can still hawk that ring for weed. I mean, you know,
or
cocaine or crack, whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess I do get a portion of those World War Championship belts. They can come stay at my house for a week every year.
For as tall as Steve is, he clearly knows nothing about basketball. You can just tell from that statement.
No, yeah, that's why I went with the belt, because the only sport I know is MMA. What do basketball players get? They get a trophy?
You get a trophy.
And a ring, yeah. If you win a championship.
That would be dope as shit if they get belts. Like,
yeah, I think the belt is the coolest thing.
Shit. You would, oh my God, can you imagine seeing like those guys out at the club just wearing their championship belts?
I would never take it off. I would never take it off. I'd wear it to restaurants. I'd wear it to bed. I would fuck in it.
Damn, how you gonna fuck it?
It sits like up out your belly button. So I think there's room.
You'd be like, hey,
girl, take your
girl,
pants off and then put the belt on.
Hey girl, be careful of the belt.
Be careful of the belt.
I just polished it. Don't be careful of the belt.
When I nut, catch all of it, because I don't want none of it on my gold belt. That's crazy. Steve, you didn't play basketball at all?
I played 1 year of rec basketball when I was in like middle school or elementary school, maybe.
Okay, all right. I was about to say, man, you got a Dirk Nowitzki build. You look like you could play a little bit of basketball, man.
Nah, no, it never really did anything for me. I played football for a little bit, but I really liked wrestling.
Okay.
I just couldn't get into it. I'm not too much of a team sports guy, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I could dig it. Too many personalities, man.
Yeah. There's just too much. I don't know. Too much going on.
Yeah. It is
So,
what it
Shawn,
is.
let's talk a little bit about comedy. We're 48 minutes into this thing. We haven't even mentioned that
No comment.
yeah,
That's that
Fuck.
podcast flow, baby.
yeah, there you go.
It's going away. Fuck comedy. We gotta do something else.
Yeah, that's
We
actually
gotta
a good
figure out other
point.
stuff to talk about.
The show's going to go from talking about comedy to going back to talking about depression.
Right. This might go back to the only thing we got, right?
Yeah, man,
It's ironic because, like, you know, we had to stop for a while because you went back to school, and the reason we started back up was, well, there's nothing else going on. We might as well go back to the podcast,
Right.
and now we've been
The whole
just
world
growing
shut
with
down. I
that.
got a little free time now.
Oh my
Mhm.
goodness, it's crazy. But how long you been doing stand up, man?
So May of this year was 5 years. So I'm almost 5.5 in.
Mm.
5.5 years of comedy. The first place I did comedy at was Magooby's Joke House on the comedian competition thing.
Mm-hmm.
I got swept right out the fucking first round, but you know it is what it is.
Yeah.
I did horribly. I didn't even want to really do it. She was my fiance at the time. She told me, she was like, just do it. You're always fucking making jokes. You think you're funny. She was trying to use it as a deterrence from always telling jokes and shit. She's like, if you're going to be funny, just be funny. So when I went up there and did fucking horrible, right? I come off the stage. She was like, that was fucking trash. I was like, oh my God, this shit hurt.
It's like, you're the one who told me to do this shit. What the hell?
Right. Like sending somebody in on a robbery and they come out with the money, be like, that was a stupid idea. Like, bitch, you just sent me in here.
Right.
That's how I come off.
I didn't actually think you would do it.
Yeah. But she tried to get me to stop. But she's embraced the fact now that I really, really love it. And I really, really do love it. But yeah, about 5.5 years. 5.5 years in, yep.
All right.
Wow.
And I mean, how do you think you're progressing as far as being what do you ultimately hope to get out of it?
For a while when I first started, I had overzealous ambitions of being like a star comedian. I was like, man, in 6 months, I'm going to be the hottest motherfucker in the streets, boy. Right. You're not going to believe where I'm going to be at. But, you know, the attrition of going out to these open mics and doing all of this sets, and you realize it is really a grind, man. It's really a grind you got to really go through. So my aspiration now is just to be funny, just to go out, just to have fun, just to have comedians respect me, you know, as somebody who, you know, if anytime you want to do a show or something, I could come in, I could fill a spot for you. Just to have fun at this point, more so than getting anything out of it. I like going out. I don't really like the attention aspect of it. Like I really don't like people talking to me after sets and all of that. Like when I do shows and stuff like that, people crowds. I like to just be to me, but I like to see people. I really like to watch people's faces during the show. Like if I'm doing okay, it's nothing better for me to have somebody like look at me like, yo, what the fuck? That was funny. Like really looking at me. I feel like that's the highest high to just see somebody like eating and drinking with their wife, laughing, like really laughing.
Right.
But after I get off stage, just keep the shit to yourself. Just let me get the fuck out of it.
Right. Enjoy it and let me live my life too.
Once I get that light, you're dead to me. You're dead.
Exactly.
The audience is dead to me.
When you switched your mentality from like wanting to, you know, be an all-star in 6 months to just like wanting to have fun with it, did you like notice anything changed? Like, did your performances get better? Were you more relaxed?
Oh yeah, a lot. Because every time I went out to open mics, it would be nobody there, but I had this measuring stick for myself that I just, you got to kill tonight. Because for one, having kids, I don't know if any of you guys got kids. I can't really get out as much. So every time I went out, I would be like, yo, if you don't fucking kill tonight, nobody's gonna remember you. You're gonna be fucking trash. So I sort of had this like crazy ass measuring stick for myself for what I gotta do. And I actually talked to Doc Mark. I don't know if you guys, I see you guys out in Baltimore sometimes. But Doc Mark, when I started, was sort of like the OG. He was the old head he was the guy that everybody was like, that's the big bro, that's the OG of the set. He was just telling me like, yo, you just gotta fucking loosen up, yo. He just told me straight like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I just started just chilling and understanding that comedy is more so of a lot of. Somebody told me once, you sort of look at it like fruits growing, tree fruits growing. You ain't got to be the best fruit tree growing. It could be apple trees, pear trees, lemon trees. All of our different trees contribute to the to the fruit aisle, and we all make this comedy thing. You ain't got to try to go out and be, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. So once you calm down and relax a little bit, at least in my point of view, where I came from, it's just more fun. It's less cerebral. You're just going out there having a conversation with people. It's a lot more enjoyable.
I bet that is a lot more enjoyable.
I think comedy is more fun and easier when you don't feel like you're competing.
Right.
That's because that's when I first started, I did a few competitions, and the last one I did was that Magooby's one, and I was so pissed off about how that whole thing was set up and was done, and it just got me realizing what's the real purpose of a comedy competition. First of all, it's all subjective, especially at the show where you have to bring people. It'd be one thing if you had just a totally unique audience and then you had everybody, but why compete? Why can't everybody just work and make people laugh? Because that's ultimately the goal. So it's I'm still whole. I mean, trust me, I still want to quit my day job and do this full time.
Exactly.
But I what I don't want it to turn into is where everything has to be uber competitive. I mean, life is about competition. I mean, we're always competing, but I'd rather compete against myself and try and motivate myself to do better than care about what some other comic's doing. I mean, as long as we're not copying each other, there's room for everybody,
and it always is, because there's so many different points of views. There's so many things. There's so many different personal experiences people have in the crowd. If you got 25 people in there, that's 25 different worlds that just walked into that room. So you don't have to be the end all be all. Just be funny, be you. That's what I always see people kill, is when they just be themselves and just be loose and have fun. You talk about real shit when you
and I think it helps too when you have a good audience. Like I found some of my best were when you have a really good audience and they're just into it. You're gonna amp up your level a little bit. It's funny. I just passed 3 years. I've yet to meet Dark Mark. I've never been to the sidebar. I've never even met Ivan Martin.
Oh my! You may have missed the sidebar though, because I was talking to Mark the other day, and that's probably headed towards where the creek and cave is.
It's sad, man. It's sad. This is sad, and I just Summers in Arlington in Virginia, which was another well-known, that shut down.
I heard, man.
I think there's gonna be. Improv's
Second
getting
Chance
desperate.
Saloon.
They're doing shows out like at the where is it? Out where FedEx Field. They're doing drive-in shows. I mean, that's nowhere near the DC Improv. It's just.
But we got a deal. I mean, but the silver lining is, historically, whenever some shit like this has happened, it's given a new wave of innovation and new people, new ideas to come through. So if we can avoid the Mad Max scenario, I think comedy will find some type of way to come back even better. And it might be me and you who have the power now to make something like the Summers, or to make something that's a staple like the sidebar.
Yeah,
I tell people that I think we're this close to a Hunger Games society. so take your kids out of soccer, man. Teach them how to fight to the death. That's what you need to do.
Teach them how to whittle.
Yeah, tell your kid no more Fortnite. You need to go out and learn how to fight with a spear.
Right. You need to learn. You need to learn how to make fire. And find food.
Used to be like you tell your kids guns aren't the answer. Now you're going to be like guns are the answer.
Exactly. Loaded guns are the answer.
Yes. You're going bullets. Out. Don't forget your guns.
Damn. Just check them. I don't know if you guys ever did a 90 minutes, 90s, 30 minutes, 2 minutes actually. You ever did a 90-second set? But those things fucking suck, man.
I did one at that show Leo does, that house rule show.
Yeah. It's hard because I tend to do a little bit longer form jokes, and it's I don't, so it's kind of tough for me. But there was one other place I had to do like a minute set. I think it was a John Yeager show. It was one of his. It was DMV Wars. That show he used to do.
Yeah,
and I went up there and did a regular set, but then we tied. So then we had to do a minute each. I'm like, shit. That was tough for me because I'm like, I said, I don't really have a minute joke.
On the spot, too.
Yeah. it was tough for me. I forget what I said. I probably did some crowd work or something.
Yeah, you got to riff for 90 seconds because you got to just grab some attention quick.
Mhm.
I don't know. People like Bill Monahan, I think he could do really good at
Yeah, he's got those really tight jokes.
Yeah, he could flourish in that. But most people, I know I can. I do long form jokes too. So people be like, "All right, get the fuck out of here! You blew your chance."
Well, there's that podcast Kill Tony with Tony Hinchcliffe, and
Yeah.
the people go there and they only do 60 seconds.
Yes.
And which again, it's like, man, I don't know if you can really get a read on a comic in 60 seconds. That's tough.
Yeah, that's real tough.
I mean, you get started and you're immediately you're immediately done. It's just 60. I mean, 5 minutes is not a long time.
That and clean comedy, comedy and clean comedy are some of my challenges. I don't know why I subconsciously just cuss, man. I can really make a concerted effort to not cuss, and it'll just a fuck will slip out, or pussy, or something will just come out. I don't know. The animal in me.
Do you think what do you think it is that makes clean comedy? Is it the language or the content?
It's a little blend of both. It's definitely. I've done church shows where I didn't cuss, but I might have had some explicit. I gave some explicit imagery. Instead of everybody gets attacked instantly.
And the crazy thing is, it's so important to be able to work clean when asked, because I mean, they say you get more paid gigs if you can work clean than you do if you work blue.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys a funny story. Is I have a joke that wasn't doing very well, and basically the joke was, have you ever tried eating pussy in a I'm sorry, have you ever tried eating a really hairy pussy in a dimly lit room? And and I was having dinner with this woman. I call them my groupies, my only two groupies. It's this woman and her daughter that saw me at a show one time, and I've been in touch with them ever since. And we hang out every now and again. And
hey, go ahead, Ray.
And shout out to Sandy and Hannah Lane, my groupies. But I told them that I can't seem to get this joke to work. And they're like, well, that's because you said pussy. Pussy is offensive to us. And I go, well, what would you suggest I use in return? And they both look at each other, and then they go back, try using poontang.
Poontang?
Like, really? That sounds far more offensive.
Yeah, really.
But I'm like, all right, you suggested it, I guess.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, I'll play around with it, I guess. But either that or I need them in the audience when I do it, so at least two people are laughing.
It is.
So we won't take up too much more of your time, Shawn, but before we had those connection issues, you were telling us about how you approached open mics with the mentality that you have to kill because you got kids and you don't always have the time to make it out to an open mic. Mm-hmm. From what I could see, it looked like you had a really animated response.
I went Malcolm X up this bitch. Well, it's just I have less time, so it's like if you don't have kids, do you, Steve?
Nah.
All right, good man.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So you can go out whenever.
He knew better than to ask me. That was the wild part. But go ahead,
Ray. I know you talk about you got groupies. I know you got about 15 little.
No kids for me. I would pity those children.
Get out of here, man. But yeah, it's I really can't go out. I got to balance time with my wife. She plays volleyball and she likes doing shit too. And then I got to spend time with her. So there's a lot of shit I got to do. So when I go out, I'm like, yo, this might be the only time I get to go out. There's sometimes I don't go out for 3 weeks. It's been times I haven't gone out for 2-3 months at a time.
So, oh wow.
And I traveled before all this shit happened. I would travel a lot for work, so I would always do open mics everywhere else. And that would always be like, yo, if I'm out here, like if I'm in Nashville, I gotta kill this shit so people in Nashville remember me.
Right.
All types of shit that would be in my mind. But just being looser, not giving a fuck about that now. I would suggest everybody just not give a fuck, because who the fuck cares, man? Like, go have some fun. You really doing it for you. You be your biggest critique, like Ray said. Mm-hmm. I think that's the best way to try to be a comedian, because if you try to be like somebody else or meet somebody else's standard, nobody really gonna give you the shine. No way. We are all comedians. Like even if I please Stephen Tracy, when it comes down to it, he's like, man, fuck him. I'm funnier than him, man. Book me for that show. just having fun and just enjoying the ride while we here. You know, that's what I'm trying to do now.
So yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a real good way to look at it.
I'm very nervous about the future.
Yeah.
I'm very nervous. I mean, we'll see. I guess I think maybe best case scenario is come spring things normalize a little bit, and but I mean, hopefully there's going to be, you know, I mean, I'm not a producer. I'm not someone who's generally been interested in producing shows. If I have to, I'll you know, if it can help get things back normal, I'll try. But that's not really my thing. But it's definitely going to take some people going out and I really think that it's going to take some unique thinking to get some of these shows back. Like, I think people should start moving away from bars and restaurants and really start hitting up wineries and breweries and distilleries. I think those are the new comedy clubs.
Oh, that's why I brought up Guinness.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You were saying you live right by there?
Yeah, I live right it's on Washington Boulevard pretty much. So I live right in Elk Ridge. So
oh, okay.
Not too far from my house.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm in Catonsville, so Guinness is like 10 minutes away from me.
All right.
Yeah, so I was just there the other day, and I was like talking to my friends. They had this big, huge, open. It almost looks like a quad at a college, like this big open grass area. And I was thinking, like, they already they have the space. Like, they put like a little stage right there. They have all the chairs and like individual tables set up. It could make for a little outdoor comedy club in a pinch.
I think the two just blend together. The two, comedy and those venues just blend together, because you know, restaurants and bars, it's going to be real hit or miss. And I think one of the reasons it's beneficial to play those, I think you're going to get less hecklers because you're going to get less people who are just flat out drunk, and more people who are going to be interested in what's going on. Right. So I think that's one way. And then I think people are going to have to start looking at other than places that serve booze. You know, maybe their laundromats has enough space you could do a show. And I mean, you know, just sometimes it's going to take thinking outside the box. Yeah. You know, and so we can hope. I hope come spring that'll be. I really think this winter is going to be a real dead period. I got a New Year's Eve show booked, and I got a show in January in Annapolis, but you know, whether those happen or not, I don't know. You know,
damn, you're already booked 3 months out.
Balling.
Just those two. I mean, normally I try and book even more, but you know, I kind of decided I was going to take it easy this winter. I have some medical issues I want to take care of, and plus, you know, Steve will tell you, we've been going pretty hard, you know, doing a lot of traveling and
on the road,
and we hope to get back on the road in the spring. That's kind of something that's our big plan. But
see, now that's where it's at, man. Getting out with your homies and just soaking it up, changing the comic.
Shawn, we had the best time, dude. We've been. Steve and I did 2 little short runs in August, and then this past month in October we did like a week run. You know, in Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, and you know, it was awesome. You know, we had, you know, it was great. It's great seeing new crowds and new people. You know.
Yes, and it lets you know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, does this work here?
Yeah, and they're excited to see you. You know, we didn't make any money, but you know, who is making money at this right now? I mean, there's major headliners right now begging to work at little regional clubs because they just need something, you know. So
$150. Yeah,
it's crazy. It is. I mean, but hopefully, come spring, maybe things will be back there. I'm not going to put my money in this vaccine that Pfizer is supposedly coming out with. That's they say 90%, but that's probably a pretty weak 90%. As we can get 90%.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that, man.
No, because
gonna end
until
up
you
like
see the research,
later.
you don't know shit. You know, so
I'm not buying the first batch of PS4s. I mean PS5s
Right.
I'm not the first motherfucker who take that COVID vaccine.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You remember when they released like the Xbox One, like the first generation of those, and like they were catching fire in people's houses? Same thing, dude. You know, like you don't, it might be on the right track. They just messed up one little part.
I've never owned a game console, but never. I've told the story before.
What?
When I was 12, my parents would not buy me an Atari system, and I just never got into video games. But I've never owned a game console. What?
Not even a Game Boy?
No, I never had a Game Boy.
Damn.
You know what I did have when I was 8? I had Pong.
Monopoly.
The little thing, the table tennis thing. That's it. But no, I never owned any of that stuff. And I never had any of that stuff as a kid. And
so the same childhood as Michael Jackson.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go on a limb and say I'd like to think better results.
I would definitely say.
I mean, I definitely don't have the money or the talent, but
you didn't turn black.
I'm probably as black as he was. And I'm not into kids like he was. So, you know, I like I'm going to give my parent when it comes to my parents versus the Joe Jackson, I'm going to give my dad the nod on that one. I'm going to like check mark, sir.
He's a unanimous winner, definitely.
Yeah.
Your dad didn't have you in the kitchen curling like rubber chickens and like running one-liners. No. Take it again from the top, Ray, but with the pauses.
No. My dad was way too drunk to do that shit.
Joe Jackson was probably a little bit drunk.
He was a little bit of something, that's for sure.
You think any comedian ever had the Joe Jackson experience as a father? Like, you're not, because you know Chappelle started as a child, so maybe it's another out there who was like, nigga, that wasn't funny tonight. Only 3 people laughed. Nobody laughed from the belly.
Nobody laughed from the belly. I bet there are. I bet there are people that do that, and then like it just completely, I don't know, ruins that kid of all joy, and it's like counterproductive. You know, like
that's the beginning. That's the prequel of the Joker movie.
Yeah.
I think if you were to, like
alternative storyline,
if I were to pick, like it would have to be someone like Gaffigan or something like that. Like they're so weird. Like maybe Zach Galifianakis, like his dad was in the audience there just beating comedy into him.
That's a hard beat.
Yeah,
funny into somebody.
It's like no funnier. No, I can't. I'm just picturing some overbearing comedy dad. just
showing them tape for like Garland and shit, making them get better.
Just sitting in the audience, mad.
You just got your kid doing jump rope and like word association drills. I said pickle.
Doing mock roast battles and stuff like that.
Right. You're not eating dinner until you make your mother cry.
Damn.
Forcing his child to do cocaine.
It is.
No, a horrible parent right now.
No, dude, I posted this on Facebook today. Like after watching like the Showtime documentary on the Comedy Store and reading that book, I'm never going to be a famous comic because I don't do enough cocaine. Like it seems like you have to be just endless amounts of cocaine to become a famous comic.
I don't know about that. There's a lot of straight man coming up that oh sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh no, go ahead. You said it's a lot of what?
Like the straight man, like the guy that doesn't really do anything, like pretty much completely sober.
Yeah.
Coming up and like making their way.
Well, I hope so, because I don't know if you noticed, but fat guys and cocaine do not end well very often. You know, there's a reason why Farley hasn't come out with a movie in 20 years.
Nah, it's a match made in heaven, man.
Don't tempt me, Stephen Tracy. Don't tempt me.
Dude, Sean, we don't want to take up too much more of your time. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, man.
Do you have anything you want to promote?
Wear a mask, I guess, so we can all keep
fucking
doing guys. The show I do bi-weekly at 10 Roof. But I don't know if we're gonna be doing it. So just if you're in the city, just follow whatever social adherence your local government put on you, so we can all be safe.
Right.
And you're not grandmas, man. Y'all keep doing this though, man. Keep creating content, because you never know what we're gonna have, and somebody might hear this and or help keep you sharp. I know it helped keep you guys sharp mentally. So just keep
For
doing
sure.
it.
Yeah, man. This is definitely
Absolutely,
a fun thing
man.
to do.
Thank you
and
so much.
We'd love to have you back on sometime.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
What was the name of your fudge business again?
Oh, yes, Divine Fudge.
Divine Fudge.
You can find us on Facebook. We got a website. We do custom orders. We don't do delivery. So don't look for that. Don't contact me saying you want delivery because I can't do it. But my email is divine.
I don't have the heart to tell Shawn the video for this is not going up, but
oh, okay, sorry.
You can feel it. You can feel the wink in the audio.
Well, yeah. Send us the link, Shawn, and we'll put them in the liner notes for the show.
No doubt. I'll send you guys. I'll inbox you guys. Get your address. I'll send you guys some free flavors, and I'll send you the menu. And
oh, nice.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Love fudge.
Well, Shawn, thank you so much for being on, brother, and we will, keep doing what you're doing. We will hopefully all survive this.
Hopefully.
Yes, sir. All right. Be safe, boys.
All right, guys.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Thank
Thanks
you, Shawn.
again.
Take care.
All right, peace.
Steve, that's another one in the can?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well,
we did it. We pulled it off.
We have done it. Well, for everybody, this is the 2 Joke Minimum Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye. Thank you for listening to the 2 Joke Minimum Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.